Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome back to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach, and today I'm going to be unboxing So Clover. And this title kind of makes me think of Gone Shown Clever for some reason. But it is definitely not. It's definitely a different game than that. This is one that is a party game. I believe I've heard a lot of praise sung about this game, and a lot of people have said it's kind of not necessarily comparable to Just One, but it's kind of as good as that. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for with this one, because it's always nice to have a few different really solid party games. And I feel like a couple of the last few that I've gotten since Just One, like Wavelength and the color one, just haven't quite been what I thought they were going to be, so I'm hoping this one will be pretty solid. But right off the bat, we've got rule book, pretty small rule book here. I think it should be, from what I've seen, it's a pretty simple concept in the game, so getting through those rules should be relatively easy. And then we've got a record of legends. So it looks like you can write down all the names of all the winners. That's kind of interesting. Just a nice way to keep track of that, versus just writing it down on a piece of paper you have. Then the next thing we got here are some of the markers. And they come apart pretty easily. Looks like a pretty decently sharp point there. So hopefully that'll leave you right on these. I don't know if I should just go writing on any piece of it, but I believe you write on those, which it looks like it writes on them pretty nicely. Let's see here. And it erases off relatively decently. Usually I don't know if I always use, it's nice to have them on here, but I think I typically would prefer to use kind of like a paper towel or something to wipe it off. Otherwise it seems like kind of the marker stuff kind of piles up on those and comes apart. But while we have these, so overall I think those markers are pretty solid. While I've got these in my hand, I'll take these apart. I guess I was under the impression that there was only going to be like one of these as a main board, but there are 6 of these. So I'm not sure if it's kind of to prepare yourself, which would be pretty awesome, because that was one of the things I wasn't sure about, is how long you would get to actually. So I think the point of the game, maybe if I can get some of these open. I always struggle to get cards open. But you've got these various different cardboard pieces with 4 words on them, and you put them into your little 4-leaf clover, and then you have to come up with a word that both of those kind of describe, or you could potentially get to from putting those 2 words together. So I kind of thought there was only one board, so then I was wondering how the people would be determining which ones they thought went where. I was wondering if the next player would kind of be able to start preparing theirs, and it looks like hopefully that's a possibility, which is pretty sweet. That kind of keeps the game rolling, which in party games I think is pretty important. So yeah, they fit in there really well, which is nice. They don't move out of there not too easily moving out or moving out of place. You can shake it. Pretty much you just have to flip it over to get them out of there. I think I like how these are done as well, with kind of that green center, and all the words are, I think the size they use for the words is pretty solid as well. They're not too small. You can see them pretty clearly from farther away. maybe could be a little tough if it was across the table to see some of these. But overall, they're very solid. I think they're going to be pretty much perfect for what they're used for. And it looks like we've got another stack of those as well. And it looks like it's all sorts of different words. We've got labyrinth, party, assassin, powder, revolver, heart, war, gray, forecast. So you got all kinds of different words that you can use. But yeah, I think that's, so the cards, it's pretty much everything inside the box there. I'm not sure on this insert. Hopefully that'll hold these pretty solid once they're out of their packaging. Not sure on that exactly, but it's just kind of a cardboard insert there, so that's something that if it's kind of more of a nuisance than helpful, you can kind of just take that out of there as needed. Yeah, these plastic pieces are very solid. Like I showed there, those paper bits fit in them just about perfect. And it looked like the markers wrote on them pretty well. So yeah, that's everything inside the box. I'm pretty excited to get this one to the table the next time I have a larger group of people here. So yeah, that was everything inside So Clover. If you want to see future unboxing videos, definitely subscribe. If you liked what you saw, definitely give it a like. If you have any questions on the game, leave them in the comments below. But otherwise, I hope to see you on the next one. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.